Okay, good evening everyone. Welcome back to my channel again. I hope you always keep your healthy, okay? So, in this video, I will talk about the third series of Crow Zero. It is Crows Explode. Crows Explode is a 2014 Japanese action film directed by Toshiaki Toyoda. The movie was the third series of Crows, which were adapted from manga with the same name. Crows Explode was a sequel of the Crow Zero Movie 1, Crow Zero 2, when Takeya Genji, casted by Shun Oguri and Serizawa Tamao, casted by Takayuki Yamada, have been graduated from Suzuran. Yeah, Suzuran All Boys High School, the name of the place that was set in the movie. Who doesn't know Takeya Genji? A fearless fighter from Suzuran All Boys High School who has conquered the entire school. He is Serizawa's rival. He is Serizawa's rival for conquering the school, but he is even dominant than Serizawa. In Indonesia, we have his parody that has ever been viral in social media, like Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, before TikTok is released. The viewers, it's a few years ago. He is Eddie Santoso from Bandung. Eddie has got directed by Shun Oguri directly, who was originally casted as him in Crow Zero live action movie. Crow Zero 1 and Crow Zero 2. But in Crow Zero 3, he has been graduated. The characters of Crows Explode. The first is Kaburagi Kazuo, the main characters. Kaburagi Kazuo is the protagonist of the movie. He is well-known Takia Commerce legend as well as one of the Suzuran transfer student legend. He transferred to Suzuran as a senior. He preferred to be a lone wolf instead of enter any factions. Due to his worst childhood, he doesn't have desire to fight anymore. Unfortunately, many things happened. He finally changed his mind and wanted to settle all by himself, to revenge for his friend, but he didn't know he will be helped by Gura and other senior. Finally, they reunited and went to war with Ryohei and Fujiwara Alliance. The second is Kagami Ryohei. Kagami Ryohei was a delinquent from Suzuran and a son of one of the leaders in Otsugumi. Otsugumi is an underworld organization located in Towarushi. Nara gang led by Naoki Seizo. He has always made exporting business with China and Russia. As a Suzuran freshman, he challenged Takagi, the leader of the biggest faction in second year, to fight and took over Takagi faction. He even might be called as a loser because he beat Gora, who was injured after fighting against Oda, original dead Apache led by Fujiwara Hajime. The news that Kagami beat Gora that spread eventually, those people assume Kagami is the strongest. Later, he will lose to Kaburagi Kazuo. Number 3 is Ogisu Kenichi. Ogisu Kenichi, casted by Ryo Katsuji. Ogisu, along with Momoyama and Iwata Kogoro, are students from Suzuran. They are always be together. They are friends of Kaburagi Kazuo and persuade him to unite Suzuran. He is an 8th rank in Suzuran combat rating. Number 4 is Fujiwara Hajime, casted by Kento Nagayama. Fujiwara is a former student of Kurosaki and once ranked second in the school. He always wanted to win even if he needs to use dirty tricks. He was bailed out by Nara gang and joined Otsugumi. Number 6. Number 5. Gora Toru. Casted by Yuya Yagira. Gora Toru is the strongest delinquent of Suzura in Cross Explode era. He ranked first in Suzuran combat setting. His faction is a group that once dominated Suzuran. He lost his title as the strongest in Suzuran after he was beaten by Kagami Ryohei. But this is due to Gora had been stabbed by Oda in a brawl earlier. Number 6 is Hayashida Megumi, or Untouchable Rindaman. Casted by Motoki Fukami. Rindaman is a former student of Suzuran All Boys High School who was a senior when Harumichi Bouya enrolled. He is a legendary figure at the school renowned for having never lost a fight. Despite his prowess, he remained a lone wolf and lacked any interest in conquering Suzuran. Rindaman is characterized by his imposing stature, auburn hair, and melancholy demeanor. He is particularly recognizable by his manners of dress, forsaking and melancholy demeanor. He is particularly recognizable by his manner of dress, forsaking the Gakuen typical of his classmates in favor of more casual attire. In his years at Suzuran, he wore a heavy military jacket over a hoodie or t-shirt with baggy slacks and combat boots. And then, last one is Shibata Hiroki, casted by Takanori Iwata. Shibata Hiroki was the head of Kurosaki during Cross Explode era. He once accidentally burned his chest while fighting for the top position in the school. This accident caused Fujiwara to enter reform school. He once made a fuss at a bar and almost fought with Kaburagi Kazuo. Plot. The story begins 1 month after the action of Route 02 ends. Kaburagi Kazuo is a new transfer student at Suzuran All Boys High School. While walking to school, he witnesses a group of students get clipped by passing town car. He arrived just in time for the opening ceremony. A showdown between Gora Toru, who is the closest man to the top of Suzuran, and another challenger Takagi Tatsuji, who is number 2 man in Suzuran. The fracas is interrupted by the arrival of Kagami Ryohei, a freshman whose arrogance immediately draws the ire of the crowd. Recognizing his vehicle as the town car from earlier, Kazuo confronts Ryohei, who ignores him and walks away. Before he can follow, Kazuo is attacked by another Suzuran senior, Wajima, whom promptly knocks out with a strong punch. At the Doberman, mob enforcer Katagiri Ken enjoys a drink while trying to keep low profile. He encounters Makise, whom implores to get they saw each other. Makise instead drops Ken into coming to work with him at a local auto dealer. At the Doberman. Back at the Suzuran, Kazuo is approached by Ogisu Kenichi, who explains that since beating Wajima at the opening ceremony, Kazuo has been ranked as the school's number 5 fighter. He goes on to suggest that Kazuo might be contender to take on Gora for the top spot, and then they should join forces. Kazuo rejects the idea, asserting that has no interest in conquering Suzuran. Meanwhile, Kagami Ryohei brutally beat all the freshmen and became the winner of Freshman War. Later at the bar, Kazuo and Kenichi get into scrap with Shibata Hiroki, who is the head from neighboring Kurosaki Industrial High. Back at the Nakata dealership, Ken is adjusting well to his new life as a salesman, and has become smitten with the owner Aya. However, he soon discovered the local mob is trying to force the shop out in order to redevelop the land. To protect Aya and the business, Ken goes to see the mob boss, Mr. Nara, who refuses to stop pursuing the Nakata property. During the meeting, Ken encounters Fujiwara, a former number 2 Kurosaki student turned mob recruit, as well Ryohei. Having known Ryohei's father from his profession, Ken is disheartened to learn that Ryohei is now being groomed as Nara's successor. And then Kazuo visits the cemetery accompanied by his mother, with whom he has a strange relationship. It is revealed that his father was a professional boxer who died due to injuries sustained during the fatal belt match. Next day, Ken comes to Suzuran to find Ryohei but runs into Kazuo, with whom he shares story of his youth at the school. Fujiwara is also sent on behalf of the Nara gang to harass the Nakata shop. He also begins stirring up conflict between Kurosaki and Suzuran as revenge against Shibata, with whom he holds a grudge following an incident which landed Fujiwara in prison. His plan pays off, as an enraged Gora begins attack Oda members in retaliation. Gora soon learns that Kagami Ryohei and Fujiwara are acquainted, but he is stabbed by the other number 3 men. Then, Shibata confronts Fujiwara. They are fighting each other, but Shibata is defeated and left with a broken arm. Ryohei and his gang begin relentless assault at Suzuran, resulting in Kenichi being hospitalized. The injured Gora confronted Ryohei, and Ryohei attacked from behind when Gora took down the number 2 freshman. Gora eventually lost to Ryohei. After that, Ryohei is named the closest man to the top of Suzuran. Later, Fujiwara and Ryohei return to the Nakata shop to shut it down once for all, setting the fire to the building. Escaping the blaze, Ken seeks out Kazuo and begs him to stop Ryohei for his own good. Spurred on by the escalating violence, Kazuo assembles his own force to attack back the school. Kazuo walks his way to Suzuran, but joined by a Gora faction in the halfway. They all have the same goal, which is revenge despite his injury. Gora single-handedly dispatches many opponents before taking on Fujiwara himself, where he quickly loses the upper hand since Fujiwara played dirty and kicked Gora ball. As Fujiwara prepares to finish Gora, Shibata arrives, noticing burns on Shibata's chest that he caused. Fujiwara admits that he had deserved to have been punished for his action. He apologizes to Shibata and retreats. Kazuo finally clashes with Ryohei. Kazuo finally fights against Ryohei, and after an intense and quick battle, he emerged victorious. Ken arrives soon and wakes the battered Ryohei off for treatment and away from the influence of the Nara gang. In the end, the Nakata Auto Shop has been renovated and is a thriving business again. Kazuo becomes the closest man to the top of Suzuran. However, he must face down the final obstacle on his path to completely conquer Suzuran. He fights against the untouchable Rindaman. And the film ends as their battle begins. It ends. That's all from me. Thank you very much, and see you in the next video.